Hola, ¿nos escuchas? Girona, que vuelve a la que fue su casa, la que es su casa y la que fue su casa también como jugador, como entrenador. Francisco, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas.
Hola, buenas tardes.
¿Cómo van los nervios? ¿Cómo van las sensaciones de cara a esta vuelta?
Bueno, pues intentando centrarnos en lo importante, lo realmente importante que es el juego, intentar ajustarnos bien a lo que nos propone Almería hoy, que cambia en 3 días de sistema y bueno, lo hemos trabajado y lo hemos preparado, sabíamos que podía pasar, intentando controlar esos nervios que al final son inevitables en un partido tan importante como el de hoy.
Viendo las alineaciones, sobre todo la suya, toca muy poquito con respecto a lo que se vio en Montilivi, ¿no?
Sí, bueno, al final yo siempre vengo diciendo, ahora mismo toca que jueguen los que yo entiendo que son los mejores para cada partido y el 11 que sale hoy es el mejor, el idóneo para este y por lo tanto el resto de compañeros están preparados y a la vez convencidos de que nos van a ayudar, por lo tanto, bueno, esto lógicamente nos hace pensar que estamos fuertes y a ver si conseguimos un buen resultado.
Decía en la previa que no iba a especular con esa ventaja que tienen ahora mismo, que no iban a rechazar esa oportunidad de atacar, pero ¿qué Almería espera con esa línea ya de 4, con la exigencia de tener que remontar el resultado? ¿Qué partido y qué Almería espera?
Bueno, nosotros tenemos muy claro que hemos preparado el partido para esto, para jugar contra una línea de 4 también. Sabíamos que podía cambiar, a pesar de tener muy poco tiempo para trabajar el entrenador contrario. Pero bueno, yo espero un Almería agresivo también, como lo vamos a ser nosotros, un partido competido, un partido difícil para los dos equipos. Yo creo que no hay ninguno que va a ser, en este caso, rival fuerte para el otro. Los dos vamos a competir al máximo, ya te digo, lo importante es estar como nosotros queremos y a partir de ahí ojalá el resultado se pueda dar para nuestro favor.
Mister, pero siempre es una pequeñita tranquilidad saber que arriba hay un hombre como Cristian Stuani que no para de meter goles.
Sí, por supuesto, solo yo lo vengo diciendo desde que llegué, es una verdadera fortuna tener a Stuani, no solamente por los goles, por lo que aporta el equipo y bueno, igual que el resto de compañeros. Hoy es un partido de equipo y es lo importante, estamos preparados para eso, como te digo, y sin importarnos lo que se pasó en el partido de ida, centrarnos en este que tenemos por delante, intentar sacarlo delante y eso nos daría, lógicamente, el pasar la ronda, ¿no?
Francisco, gracias, mucha suerte.
Muy bien, muchas gracias a vosotros.
Ahí estaban las palabras del entrenador del Girona, Francisco. Jauma. Vamos, grabamos. Así es, estamos con el técnico de la Unión Deportiva Almería, con José Gómez. José, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas.
Hola, buenas tardes.
¿Cómo llega a nivel de confianza este partido tan importante después del resultado del otro día en Montilivi? ¿Cómo llega a nivel de confianza el equipo?
Con mucha confianza, han trabajado muy bien y ahora porque ahora palabras, todo el mundo puede hablar y decir lo que quiera, hay que enseñar en campo la actitud que tenemos que demostrar y lo espíritu ofensivo de salir para marcar. Y eso es lo que vamos a intentar hacer hoy. Sabemos que delante de nosotros tenemos un equipo muy bien organizado, un equipo muy metida y que todos conocen sus tareas en cada momento de partido, pero estamos preparados para eso y bueno, y vamos a salir al campo para, como he dicho, para marcar, para hacer gol, que tenemos que hacer.
Ha tenido algunas semanas para entrenar con el equipo, pero supongo que ha sido más importante aún el haber jugado el partido de hace unos días, ¿no? Para ver al equipo ya en acción. ¿Qué conclusiones saca después del otro día?
Sí, en partidos siempre son más fuertes las ideas y las imágenes que los jugadores pasan para entrenadores, pero aparte de tener casi lo mismo número de entrenamientos que tests COVID, por lo tiempo que he pasado aquí, por los problemas que hemos tenido, Estoy muy contento con todo el trabajo que los jugadores han hecho. Defensivamente mejoramos en muchos aspectos y ahora hay que enseñar la otra parte del juego, que es la forma como construimos, como creamos peligro al contrario, que no lo hemos hecho en partido anterior, y es lo que intentamos hacer ahora y seguro que lo vamos a hacer, ¿va? Y pase lo que pase hoy, una cosa tiene que y va a estar clara, es la actitud de los jugadores a dejar la piel en campo, dando su máximo, su mejor.
Porque viendo la alineación pasa de esa defensa de 3, de 5 a una de 4, Almería está obligado a ser protagonista hoy e intentar buscar esa remontada, ¿no?
Sí, estamos en descanso de partido, podemos hablar así, con otro tiempo de 90 minutos o 90 y pico, y por lo menos, y hay que salir para anular esa desventaja y bueno, y hay otros jugadores, es otro partido completamente distinto, va a ser otro partido completamente distinto y tenemos que ser definitivamente mucho más ofensivos y construir más y crear más peligro, jugar más en campo contrario y no dejar que ellos estén confortables en su organización.
Por último, un gol del Girona les obligaría a marcar hasta 3 goles. ¿Tienen algún plan anti-Cristian Stuani, que el otro día les marcó el gol, que es el pichichi de la categoría?
Bueno, vamos a ver.
¿Se puede
seguro que durante toda la temporada todos los entrenadores, todos los equipos que conocían ya a Stuani lo han intentado parar y al final ha marcado 30 goles, entonces 60% de goles del equipo. Yo creo que pasa mucho por meter Girona en su campo. Ahí se complica un poco más las tareas de Stuani y a ver si conseguimos hacer eso hoy.
José Gómez, mucha suerte, muchas gracias.
Gracias, hasta luego.
Las palabras del entrenador de la Unión Deportiva Almería, José Gómez, que ha reconocido que su equipo tiene que ser protagonista hoy de cara a remontar esta eliminatoria.
Just 4 days on from the first leg at Montilivi, Almería and Girona meet again this evening in the decisive game of their La Liga Smartbank playoff semi-final. A solitary Christian Stuani goal provided victory for Girona in the first encounter, and thus they hold a slim advantage going into part 2 of this playoff tie. Awaiting the winners is a 2-legged final against either Elche or Zaragoza, but there is no looking beyond a tie that is precariously poised. Girona have never won here at the Juegos Mediterráneos, and in fact their away form has been worrying to say the least. They have won just 3 times in 21 games on the road, and this season took just 16 points in away contests, 25% of a possible 63. There is no ruling anything out in this one. It's set to be an exciting encounter down south. I'm Duncan Bishop, joined by Manu Vieira for this one. Manu, Christian Stuani, again the difference in the first leg in midweek, but it was a very evenly matched contest.
Yeah, exactly, Duncan. It was a very equal game, just that piece of art from Samu Saiz and Stuani to give a small advantage to Girona for this second leg. As you say, the record of Girona away is quite poor, but the record of Almería at home is not much better. It's the 10th best team of La Liga Smartbank at home, so it's difficult to predict anything today. We can expect a different Almería than the other day at Montilivi. Girona surely is a more serious bet because they are solid team, consistent. From Almería, it's difficult to predict something because it's just the second game of the new manager in charge of José Gómez.
Well, there is José Gómez, a big task ahead of him. A curious change to bring him in, the 5th coach for Almería this season, and the second in the space of a month as well. Almería ringing the changes. They look to return to the top flight for the first time in half a decade. Girona looking for an immediate return to the top tier, and it is a much needed return for them. The likes of Christian Stuani will not be sticking around forever if Girona fail to get promoted this time around. And we can't really avoid commenting on Stuani. He's contributed the vast majority of the goals. He was on song in the league game at Montilivi a month ago, scored the only goal in the first game. It's essential for them to provide him with service. He maybe didn't have as much service in the first game, though.
Yeah. For moments he was quite isolated up front, but other moments with Adai and Samu Sainz having a good game, Borja Garcia in the second half. He lacked a bit of crosses, a bit of long balls, which are always good for Stuani. He's the type of player that needs to be fit constantly by his teammates, and for some moments Girona didn't make it, but it's a 180 minutes game, so it was a bit sometimes Girona like not flat out, I would say. They were playing with the time, Almería as well, so a 1-0 result is a bit difficult to predict, so everything is open for both teams. Definitely Stuani will be the big threat for Almería today, which they were having some problems in defense since restart.
Well, we'll have a look at the full lineups chosen by both coaches. Jose Gomez goes with Antonio Silva in goal. Doesn't make too many changes to his side this time around. Ozomafo and Villalba are both removed from the starting lineup. The likes of Jose Corpas brought in, as well as Varaj. Juan Munoz is available today as well. Davi Costas, who originally we thought would be suspended for this one, it has been confirmed that the yellow cards from the regular season will not carry over into the playoffs, and that is a great addition and a great help to Jose Gomez, because he was somewhat lacking in terms of defenders available. He does have Marat and Costas available.
Yeah, 2 changes, as you say, Villalba and Ozomafo out of the first lineup, but the most important thing is the change of system. The other day we've seen a 3-4-3 or 5-4-1, as you prefer, depending on attacking or defending. But today is a 4-2-3-1. Important, Juan Munoz coming in to play alongside Núñez up front. 25 goals between the 2 strikers during the whole season, and definitely it would be massively important for Almería.
Well, that is the Almería lineup. Here is the Girona lineup, chosen by a familiar face, Francisco Rodriguez, former coach and player at Almería. There are some big changes for Girona, although, of course, they maintain Stuani up top. Saiz, who was so impressive during his performance in midweek. Jano Izquierdo comes in, and there's also the absence of Adai Benitez, effective in the first half, even when he changed flank, especially when he changed flank to the other side, but he's not in the squad today. It looks like an injury for him. Here's how they line up: Riesco in goal, Mojica, Ignasi, Juanpe Ramalho, Gumbau, Granay, Borja and Jairo up top. Well, once again, much like in midweek, we have on our screen Stuani and Samu Saiz playing together. Saiz will be playing slotted behind the Uruguayan.
Yeah, it's a 4-2-3-1 as well, with Samu Saiz behind Stuani, or Borja, better say. Borja behind Stuani, Samu Saiz in the right flank, I would say Jairo in the left flank. Important, Adai is not even in the bench, injured. It will be important, as you say, Duncan, because he played a very good first half, switching the position with Samu Saiz, and both were decisive 4 days ago.
Well, we are around about 10 minutes away from kickoff here at the Juegos Mediterráneos. A glorious sunshine, just around about a third of the pitch is in the shade. That will increase as the game goes on. We might even see this one played in darkness, because if there is a solitary goal from Almería, that will force the game into extra time. No penalties in this one, though. If it remains the same, the away goals will not count, those scored in extra time, and it will be judged on league position. And in that respect, it's Almería who have the advantage. They finished 4th in the table, just a single point over Girona. This new system that was changed last year, slightly fairer, gives the advantage to the side who places higher in the regular season.
Yeah, definitely, that's massively important. It's the 7th game, this one, from Francisco Rodriguez in charge of Girona. 5 clean sheets, very important, 4 wins. So if the secure bet for today is Girona's, I would say, Duncan. But you cannot predict anything with Almería, and mostly important, if you have Juan Munoz, Darwin, players very good in front of goal. Juan Carlos Lasso, who played well, probably was the best player in the poor performance 4 days ago from Almería. Let's see, it's very difficult to predict, but what you say, no penalties in case there is a 1-0 home victory, so we can probably expect an extra time due to the difficult conditions in Almería. Always very difficult to play in mid-August, so let's see what's going to happen, Duncan.
Well, it is difficult to predict, as you said, Mara, difficult to predict the game. One thing is for certain, Girona won't be resting on their laurels in this one. Playoffs have never really been their thing. This is their 4th time in the playoff stage in La Liga Smart Bank. They have never been able to be promoted through this format. The time in which they were promoted for their only campaign in the top tier was as a result of automatic promotion. Did a good job in their first season, struggled last year looking for an immediate return, but it's a lot more complicated in this 4-team format of the playoffs than securing it ahead of time at the end of the season. Really paid the price for a poor spell during the campaign, Girona.
Yeah, definitely. Girona, they had a lot of up and downs. We mentioned 5 managers for Almería, but Girona, not much better, 4 actually. As say, Francisco, 7 games in charge. The team have changed since then, but previously they have a lot of up and downs with one of the best squads of the competition. Also for Almería is the same. Both they were big candidates at the beginning of the season, and despite the up and downs the whole season, they are there. So it's just, I would say, 3 games to return to the Spanish top flight.
Well, it is all to play for. The other semi-final kicks off later tonight at 10 p.m. Local time. It's Elche against Zaragoza, another one precariously poised, and the teams who go through from the semi-finals will play next Thursday and on Sunday. It is a massive week ahead. 3 of these teams will be preparing in rapid fashion for life in La Liga Smart Bank once again next season. And whichever team is promoted has little time in which to put together a squad. It might favour Girona slightly more as they manage to maintain some of their players after getting relegated. It will be a very, very busy few weeks following the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.